I wonder if you guys are still smiling. I wonder if you guys are still laughing. Yes, man, it is the morning after the second T20 game between West Indies and England. And the West Indies team, they have definitely given the West Indies people something to cheer about. Oftentimes after a game, we are miserable, we are cursing, we are making a lot of noise, we're looking for people to blame. So when the team put together winning performances, we just have to say hats off and just give them their props. So in this one, I am going to spend the time and take a look at what the man of the match, Brandon King, had to say after the game. Now, he was speaking to the CWI media and he was talking about the pitch, talking about how they went about setting the runs that they set and, a few other things. So just give a listening here until the end. Also, if you would like to be a part of the Sports to the Bone team, the only request or the only rule is to hit that subscribe button. Now, waste no more time, straight into it. So, Brandon King was speaking after the game of viewers and subscribers, and he was basically summing up how things went, talking about the pitch, talking about the batsmen, the bowlers, every little thing he touched on. So, he was talking about the pitch, saying that from the beginning, the pitch was a little bit tough to play on. It was keeping low. It was a little bit hard to really get set. And as a result of that, a couple of our batsmen got out quite early. He was saying that this is a pitch that they usually get a good batting wicket there. So it was a little bit off when they went out there and, the ball wasn't really coming on to the bat. That is what he was saying. So, he was saying it was all about just assessing the conditions from early and making sure that they got in a position where they could give the bowlers something to work with. He was talking about himself, saying that he got the start in the power play, and because he got the start in the power play, had to push on, because sometimes when the other batsmen come in, it's very difficult for them to get a start and then to push on. So having gotten the start in the power play and things like that, he figured that it was his responsibility to really push on and see how far he could take it for the West Indies. He was also saying that there might be some amount of luck in it for him because the power play is really there to give you some help. So the fact that he got in during the power play, he was able to settle down and he was able to be a little bit cautious even after the power play when the spinners were really turning things up. So he was saying that whenever a batsman goes out there and gets in, they have to try and make the best of it. Because when you have two spinners, is what he was saying, when you have two spinners like the English guys have there, Ahmed and Adil Rashid, it's not easy to go out there and face them. So when the West Indies batsmen came out, it was really difficult for them to settle in. Guys like Shea Hope and Hetmeyer and Nicholas Pooran, even though the way in which a couple of those guys got out, it's a little bit suspect. Not saying the bowlers are in quality, but we would have seen guys getting trapped at the wicket, getting caught at the wicket, either just hanging the bat or getting caught in two minds, whether to push forward or to stay on the back foot and cut or to back drive and end up getting out. But you still have to give the bowlers props. It is because of how they are bowling why why these things happen. When you have somebody like Adil Rashid, Goody Kishmoti does it very well also. He will give you a delivery, a flighted delivery. Then another one, he bowls the faster one. Another one, he goes a little bit wider from the crease, get a little angle. Plus these these leg spinners that I'm talking about, they have the goog, so they can bowl it to get the ball going the other way. So there are a lot of options out there for these bowlers, So King was saying that the fact that he got in, he figured it was very important for him to just stay out there and to see how deep he could take it. and thing. He also spoke about our bowlers, saying that our bowlers took the information from the first innings and we tried our best to apply it. The batsmen would have passed it on saying, listen, this is what is happening, this is what the pitch is doing, and our bowlers were able to go out there, take pace off the ball, and get the ball in the right areas. And as a result of that, we got some early wickets. It wasn't like England getting 70 odd in the power play this time around. We picked up a couple of wickets, plus it was way less. That is something that Brandon King spoke about, even though we won the first game, was talking about controlling the power play, getting things right in the power play. Sometimes team get off to a fire. You're not always going to be able to pull them back. So even though we won the first game, Rovman Powell was zoning in on that. And we would have seen some improvement in that in the game yesterday. Another thing that we didn't really speak about that Brandon King mentioned is that the fielders they were extremely good out there, took all the catches. You understand, they backed up the bowlers pretty well. So the bowlers, they were toiling, they were doing their thing. But it's a lot of encouragement when you are bowling and you see your fielders diving around and taking superb catches and things like that. Gives you a lot of energy to go to really go on. Brandon King also spoke about the skipper's knock. He was there with Rovman Powell when Rovman Powell was taking the bowlers to the cleaners. King was saying that it's not a lot of people out there can strike the ball like Rovman Powell. And some of the shots that he goes ahead, that he plays, only he is able to play those shots, So Brandon King was just giving the skipper some props, saying that he really led from the front and it was fun to be out in the middle watching Rovman Powell going at it. And he was saying that at the stage of the innings there, things were really looking good. And we really needed that quick burst or that quick power hitting there that Rovman Powell gave, based on what King is saying, because it sort of took the pressure off him and off Andre Russell. So we were able to finish off strong there with that half century that Rovman Powell chipped in with. So all in all, I definitely agree with Rovman Powell there. With Brandon King there, talking about the batsmen going out there and trying to get the best of the power play, and the captain Rovman Powell leading from the front, seeing that we needed a boost. And one thing that I must commend him for is, he went out, that's Rovman Powell, went out when the spinners were still in operation, and he's usually not the best when it comes on to leg spin. Can see him fighting and being determined that he's going to pull through. And he was able to get us to help to get the team up to that 170 yard mark, 170 yard mark there. So, shout out to Brandon King also for picking up man of the match in the ODI games the other day. When he just returned, things wasn't going in his favor. A little bit of rusting is coming back from injuries. We would have seen him now in the T20s looking good, and we're hoping that he, along with side Kyle Mayers, can settle down and be our frontline openers for some time to come. That is pretty much it for this one, my viewers and subscribers. Just had to touch base to see if you guys are still smiling after that victory. Sports to the bone, keeping it informed. Big up on yourself.